everyone and welcome back. Following on from my planning tips, top 10 tips for planning a Disney World trip, I wanted to share the top 3 things if I was only in the parks for one day, I would make it a priority to do. And while creating this list, I've had a bit of a revelation, which I'll share with you at the end of the video. I was definitely not expecting this. For a Disney connoisseur who's been for 16 times in the last 30 years, I would have never ever expected this outcome. It's only right to start with Magic Kingdom. So my number one thing, and most of these are not in no particular order, but this is definitely a number one, is Happily Ever After fireworks show in Magic Kingdom in front of Cinderella's castle. It is amazing, incredible. I didn't even film it the last trip because I just wanted to immerse myself in it. I find it magical, the music's incredible. For me, Disney is, if you wanted to explain Disney in one thing at all of the parks, it is that show. The way it makes you feel, the way it takes you on an emotional roller coaster, the extravagance of it, the skill involved, the kind of how impeccably it's put together. It just embraces everything, in my opinion, that Disney World is. And for that reason, across all parks, including Magic Kingdom, that is my number one thing to do. But we need to do 2 more things in Magic Kingdom, and the second one is going to be Big Thunder Mountain. Love it, always loved it. Remember watching my dad going around it, who does not like roller coasters, but it very much enjoys a Big Thunder Mountain ride. Back in 1994 when I was only 4-year-old, I was sat watching from the sidelines, but my dad took the big camera on board and very much enjoyed it, and from that point kind of fell in love with rides. And I adore Big Thunder Mountain. At the moment it is under renovation. I am hoping that it's going to be back up for next year, and hoping that I manage to get a trip booked for next year. I did find it tricky to pick just 3 attractions and shows in Magic Kingdom. My second option is going to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I loved it when it was Splash Mountain. I love it even more now it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I love a water ride. If you've seen any of my Universal Studios videos, you know I am there in Toon Lagoon getting absolutely drenched on Popeye and Bluetoes and Ripsaw Falls and going on Jurassic Park. I love a wet water ride, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure is one of the best. As I said, Big Thunder Mountain is down. I'm going to give you 2 honorary mentions because I can't help myself. And one of these is also down at the moment for refurbishment. I do think Big Thunder Mountain's coming back soon because it's been down a while this year. So I think it will be back for 2026, but do not quote me on that. So my 2 honourable mentions, purely because they hold a special place in my heart, is the carousel behind Cinderella's castle. I think it's Prince Charming's carousel. It was my first ride in Disney World as a 4-year-old, and riding it last year with Daisy, she absolutely adores it. So that one holds a very special place in my heart. And also Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, because who doesn't love a good interactive ride? But Buzz Lightyear's is down at the moment for refurbishment, and I'm not too sure how long for. I promise, all of the parks, I haven't gone over my 3. The next park we're going to go to is Animal Kingdom. My number 1 in that park is the Safari. It's a really, really good attraction. It's brilliant for little ones. Daisy learned so much about animals and got so much more engaged and interested in them since going on it. It's also just incredible to see giraffes and elephants and lions and zebras and all those things up close and personal. And also every single time you go on it, you will get a completely different experience because they're not animatronics. They're real animals that wander around and do as they please. So some days you might be stopped in your tracks by a giraffe that just will not move, and other days you might not see any of them. But either way, it is a brilliant attraction. I think it normally lasts a good 20 minutes and a definite must do, and I think it's a big staple of Animal Kingdom. Another must do in Animal Kingdom for me is Festival of the Lion King. Festival of the Lion King is, I would say, a very much condensed, park-friendly, Broadway version of The Lion King. I've not yet seen and would love to see the Broadway version and the West End version of The Lion King show. But the way that they do it in Animal Kingdom, I absolutely love it. Love the Tumble Monkeys and Timon. They are so much fun. I adore I think it's the parrot that comes out, the two parrots that come out and do Can You Feel a Love Tonight when she goes spinning around the ceiling. That's just amazing and gets me every time. And the whole thing truly is a festival of life and is one of the best shows in Disney World. I see it every time. Daisy loved it this time. It was one of the first shows that she saw. Actually, it was the first show that she saw this trip, and she adored it. She was sat clapping. She was making my dad dance to the music. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant show. The final option for Animal Kingdom was a little bit of a toss-up between the bigger rides. They're all really good, but I was trying to stick to my three, and I have to say it was Flight of Passage made the cut. I have no words. I can describe it as soaring on steroids. It is brilliant, particularly if you're getting in the right place where it's not too blurry. I think they have improved the projectors over the last couple of years. But just the way that it makes you feel, and the way that it makes you feel after you've landed in the cave with all of the kind of bioluminescence glowing plants and animals and insects, and then you take back off, is breathtaking. Like, just the way that makes you feel is something only Disney can do. So if you haven't done it already, make it a priority. I have never done Flight of Passage without doing it with a fast pass or a lightning lane. I would love to experience the queue one day because that's meant to be insane, but I am not about waiting 90 minutes for any ride. And if there's a lightning lane or a fast pass available, I'm gonna take it. Epcot. I thought I'd put these parks in no particular order when I've made these notes. Apparently, I've subconsciously done them in favourite park order. So Epcot, my must-do in Epcot is now Guardians of the Galaxy. That launch backwards where it goes, we gotta jump back, and it shoots you backwards, the music starts, and off you set into space, and just incredible. I'm not about a spinning roller coaster. I'm not about a roller coaster that changes directions, like the cart changes directions as you're going around the track. But it's not a spinning roller coaster. So I can manage it, and the more I've ridden it, actually, the less I feel sick on it. Because I think I'm getting used to which way the track's going, because it is in the dark, and which way is best for me to look and not feel queasy. I'd say the bit that is the most likely to make you feel a little bit ill is where you're going around the globe towards the end of the ride. I think just make sure you've got a point of focus and you're not feeling like you're spinning. Just make sure you're focusing on something ahead of you and you're aware of where you're at and you're not getting a little bit dizzy. But that ride is a brilliant addition to Epcot, and they've recently got rid of the virtual queue on it. So it's now a standard queue with lightning lanes, and I'm really excited to ride it again when, if, how I manage to get back. It's definitely a must-do for me. an oldie, a classic, and you can't do Epcot and not do this ride, in my opinion. Other people have the same opinions about Peter Pan and Magic Kingdom. Everyone has their ride that just makes a park. And for me, that is Spaceship Earth in Epcot. How can you not go to Epcot and not go in the ball? It's great. Like, I know that I've seen it all before. It's animatronics. It's a slow dark ride, but it's just amazing. And I still get goosebumps when you hit the top of it all and you see Spaceship Earth and you see all the stars and you're right in the top of the ball. It's just magical. If I could get stuck there for a couple of minutes, if I got stuck on that ride, I'd want to get stuck there for like 5 minutes and then I'll be over it and I'd probably start panicking for anything longer than that. And finally in Epcot, it was Frozen Ever After. Went on it for the first time this year with Daisy. She adored it. It was one of the few rides that she came off and instantly went, can we go back on that again? It was just really, really good. I know there's other great rides. Oh no, I forgot about. How did I forget about? Oh, Aimee, you're a bad Disney person. Soarin'. Ooh, Frozen or Soarin'? How did I not have Soarin' on this list? Ooh. See, it's so hard to just pick 3 things. There's so many good things in all the parks, but I don't know if I am. No, I'm sticking with the list. I'm sticking with Frozen. Doing it for Daisy. Love a bit of Frozen Ever After. I've not ridden it that much because the queue's normally massive and it was always hard to get a fast pass or a lightning lane for. But yeah, Daisy loved it. She was beaming from ear to ear and she was bouncing when she came off it, and it does have that small drop in the middle of it, a bit like Pirates, and it did not faze her at all. She was over the moon, really, really, really loved it. So that's everything in Epcot. Now we need to move on to Hollywood Studios, and this is where I was quite shocked. As I said, I've listed these parks subconsciously in preferred park order. And no, was it? I think it's pretty much the order that we did them in our last trip. So Hollywood Studios is last. Hollywood Studios initially, before the Galaxy's Edge expansion, was built to be a half-day park. That is what they wanted that park to be. When I tell you this was the hardest park I had to pick 3 attractions in, 3 attractions and shows, like, it was difficult. And I always thought when going to Hollywood Studios that there wasn't much there. There's not much to do. But I could have put a list of like 10. Easy. There's so much there. You just don't realise it. So I'll give you my top 3 and then I'm going to give you a few honorary mentions because I think Hollywood Studios needs a little bit more love, and I am not a Star Wars girl. I've done not all the rides. I've not done what's the old ride called? It's not Smuggler's Run, it's the other one. Can't remember. Never ridden it. But I don't do simulators. And even without me considering Galaxy's Edge and the rides in there, I still really struggle to pick my favourite part of the park and narrow that down. And they're getting a whole Monsters Incorporated expansion with their first suspended roller coaster with the kind of the ride through the door storage area in Monsters Inc. That whole scene when they're chasing Boo's door, which just sounds amazing. I don't know when it's going to be ready, but I hope it doesn't take too long because I really want to ride that roller coaster and experience that land. Anyway, let's get on to the top three things in Hollywood studios. Number one is Toy Story Midway Mania. It's just brilliant. I'm a computer game girly. I've always played video games since I was young, since we had a Sega, a PS1. My nana and granddad had a GameCube, a Sega. We had them at home. I've spent hours playing computer games. I've had DS3s. I had a Nintendo Switch. I've completed Grand Theft Auto 5. I love a bit of Skyrim, this is going completely off piste, but I love a good video game. And Toy Story Midway Mania to me is that I want to get the highest score possible, and I could sit and play that all day. And one day I did. There's a vlog, I don't know if it's still live on my channel, from a couple of years ago when Midway Mania had been down because they were changing the entrances while they were building Toy Story Land, and they just put it back live that day, and I think I got about 10 back to back in the old FastPass system, FastPasses for it, and I just circled round it all day. And did I get sick of it? Absolutely not. Daisy enjoyed it this year too. Next up, without doubt, is Fantasmic. I love Fantasmic. It is my second favourite nighttime show after Hollywood Studio. Is my second favourite nighttime show after Happily Ever After. It's the music, it's the story, it's just Disney. The yeah. If you know, you know. If you've seen it, you know. It's just amazing. It truly has that Disney magic in it. And if you are going to do it, make sure you do the Fantasmic Dining package if you have the Disney Dining plan. Because if you're going to Hollywood and Vine, it is the same number of dining credits as if you were going there to eat anyway, and it is a character dining. It is a buffet. It was really good, really enjoyed it, and you do get preferred seating for the show, which means you don't have to stand in standby, you don't have to waste a lightning lane on it, and you get sat centrally to the stage. Why would you not do it? If I was sticking to my three, my final one is going to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It's just a good time. It is purely Disney. It is the only ride in Disney World that features Mickey and Minnie and the Fab Five, and it's just brilliant. I took Daisy on this as her first ever ride in Walt Disney World, and I'll be honest, it was a bit too big for her at the time. She was only just over 2. She was 2 in a month. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't done any spoilers on it, but it's a bit more intense than it sounds. And definitely probably a little bit, I think she'd be great on it now, but it was down when we were there last time. But yeah, absolutely loved it. It's just, the music's great, the storyline's great. It's just ultimately Disney, and I loved it. What shocked me about Hollywood Studios when writing this list, I also wanted to say, but you can't miss the Beauty and the Beast show because it's incredible. It is a Broadway show in a park. It's amazing. You can't miss One Man's Dream in the Little Theatre. Just a brilliant way to understand where Walt Disney's vision was for the whole company. Is just incredible. Slinky Dog Dash. Like, it's just a good time. There's just so... Rock and Roller Coaster, which I know is going down from the Muppet reimagination, but that's great too. And then you've got the Little Mermaid show, which, to be honest, I haven't seen for a while, but I would love to see it. And then you've got the whole of Galaxy's Edge, which I've not even touched. I I was beyond shocked at how much I actually loved and wanted to do in Hollywood studios. And I'll be honest, when every night before bed, Daisy asked me to tell her about holiday, and I find it hardest to talk about the Hollywood Studios park because I'm like, oh, there's not really much there to do. But there is. There actually so much is. And now Daisy's a little bit older. I think she'd love a bit of Slinky Dog. It's not too big of a roller coaster. She did love Toy Story Mania. There's also the Frozen Ever After show, which is also fun for adults and not just kids because of the Arendelle historians. Amazing. It's just a good time. I love all of the parks, and I would just like to say that although I've focused on the kind of main theme parks, I also adore the 2 water parks. I couldn't really add them to this list because I just love them in their entirety, and they're just incredible and are always on my must-do list. When going to Walt Disney World, I would never do a Walt Disney World trip and never hit a water park. They are one of the biggest parts of a Disney World trip for me, and one of the specialists as well. That is my list of the top 3 things that I would do in each park. I appreciate I went off piste a couple of times, but that is because I truly, truly love all of the Disney World parks, and everything is so special in all of the parks to me. Some a little bit more than others. However, I could just spend hours in all of the parks re-riding all of the attractions. Hopefully it just gives you an idea of some of the things that you might want to add to your to-do list and your priority list when you are planning your Disney World trip. In follow-up to this video, I think it's only right for me to do a Universal top 3, and also I will do that dining video of my top quick service and table service restaurant in each of the hotels, not each of the hotels, in each of the parks, and then I will also add a couple of hotel honorary mentions in there as well. But as I said, I will also do this for Universal. I've not done as much dining in Universal because I've never really stayed there for that long. I've not had a dining package with them, so we've kind of kept it a little bit more cheap and cheerful. But I'll share with you what I really, really enjoyed when I've been over there, and hopefully it helps you with planning your next trip. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. Say see you real soon. Don't forget to make your own magic, and if you want any more Disney tips and tricks videos, they're on this channel. If you want some good Disney vlogs, I've got those going live at the moment. Just hit me subscribe and you will not miss anything. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to make your own magic, because if you don't, no one else will. Bye!